Hey, what is up, guys? I'm Jace. I think it's like almost 11 o'clock at night. Anyway, I decided that I would film a video talking about dysphoria. It's a beautiful topic. No, so gender dysphoria specifically is something that trans guys experience, which is basically, in simple terms to describe it, is a disconnect between your body and your mind. So, my mind was born male, I'm male, and my body was unfortunately born female. Now, basically, your brain goes crazy when this happens. Um, it can look like depression in a lot of ways because it can make you depressed, but gender dysphoria, is not clinical depression. Anyway, so there's types of dysphoria. There's like body dysphoria, social dysphoria, which is, from what I've heard from my non-binary friends, is the most common dysphoria that they experience. However, I experience gender dysphoria. So it's not just being unhappy about it, it's everything that makes your mind feel like you're a stranger in a body you shouldn't have. For me, this looks like a lot of different things. Chest dysphoria, I hate it. I can't stand it. I wear binder, and hopefully I'm scheduled for surgery soon within the coming year. But yeah, I can't stand it, and I bind. And basically, if you don't know what it is, binder is basically an undershirt that compresses your chest, which trans guys wear so their chest is flat. And yeah, it can get tight, it can get itchy, it can get hot. It's honestly not fun, and it's very dysphoria triggering, especially in the summer, and especially when you have to wear it every day. Except you have to wear it every day, otherwise, like, if I didn't have access to a binder, I wouldn't leave the house. I don't know what I would do. So it's the substitute for surgery. Obviously, surgery is something I absolutely need. But yeah, binding is where, if binding is your best option, someone who really deals with gender dysphoria has to take it. Really, it's a medical condition, and it's better than nothing, just so you can function during the day. Like, that's literally all it does for you, and it's not even perfect. Obviously there's height dysphoria, body dysphoria. Body dysphoria can usually be solved by testosterone, which is the male hormone that you can take injections. Body dysphoria can come in all different ways, shapes, forms. I'm not telling anyone that their body dysphoria, if they have it or not, or if it affects them being trans or not, because you can be trans and not have body dysphoria. However, it's unlikely, but it's possible. The only thing you have to have is gender dysphoria. I've got dysphoria about conceptual things like showering. I absolutely can't stand it. Height, body shape, not so much my voice, not so much my facial structure. Some bottom dysphoria, definitely dysphoria about my chest. That's like the worst thing. If I didn't have access to surgery, like, in the coming time, like, I'd be crying. Like, that's how it can affect you. And it affects different people in different ways. And I remember going to the pool for the first time. I'd wear a binder, I'd wear a swim shirt, I'd wear like swim shorts. Everyone thought I was a guy, like, they knew I was a guy. No one questioned anything, but and it was fine. But when I got back to my car, and I just had a mental breakdown. I broke down because dysphoria was so bad. Being in a triggering environment like that, just something that wasn't a reality for me yet. But there are ways to deal with this. Binding is one. Telling yourself that you will get there to where you need to be one day does help, but also like move forward every day if you can. I know it's hard, guys, I do, but you will get somewhere. Surround yourself with people that love and care about you. That's the best thing you can do for yourself. Obviously there's things you can't do about height and things like that. Obviously I understand, I wish I was taller, but binding, surgery, hormones if you feel like you need it, because that is the treatment for dysphoria. Name, pronouns, just simple etiquette, like respecting the person. As far as showering goes, like putting things like a towel or a blanket or anything over the mirror, turning out the lights, things like that for showering, just so you can kind of be in your own space and not really be focusing on it, because it is triggering. And just self-care things. And obviously, guys, like there are more things, and dysphoria feels different for every person, and there's not one way to deal with it, but for me, those things like I suggested for showering and binding, obviously it's been a year and I can't stand binding. I'm out of my mind sick of binding. But you gotta do what you gotta do, because it's either wear a binder or never leave my house and like wanna die. So it's self-care things. Obviously there's packing, there's like KT tape, things like that, which I have my own opinions on, but whatever works. That's another way of binding, but whatever works. Like, remind yourself that you will get somewhere where you want to be someday. Like, you will get access to surgery and hormones if that's what you truly need. But dysphoria is really rough. It affects me every single day. There's constantly something bugging me about it. Like, imagine waking up and doing everything you can for yourself, but also knowing that you need more and you can't get it though. Like you need more from yourself, and your body is just not built that way. And it's like there's dysphoria attacks, there's panic attacks, like it happens, and anything remotely female is triggering. But really, guys, like self-care and doing those basic tips and things I suggested, like doing what you have to do to make yourself feel comfortable enough where you can function on a day-to-day basis, is really how you're going to deal with it and get somewhere. And I promise you will get somewhere.